Okay. Voice and video. Why is it working? Why is it being a problem? Okay.
Okay.
Yay.
Yay.
Stupid computers.
I went to the classroom and there's a bunch of teenagers just being all crazy and silly. The VR classroom.
Good morning.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Hello, Tom.
Hello.
Hello.
Where are we?
We aren't anywhere yet.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I have travel issues. I have a plumber here, so I may have to like mute and go away for a little bit. But yeah, where are we trying to go to? Oh,
Well,
are we trying?
So we have some suggestions. Like I could find. I did a search on university. First I did a search on educational, and there's one thing that came up, and then I did one on university, and we got the School of Rock. but we got somebody sent Bethany a bunch of ideas, and I was kind of checking them out. So
I'm trying the Horizon Art Museum right now. Wow, I'm glad that they passed that law years ago that you can't sue companies for look and feel, because wow, are they trying to copy Roblox? I mean
oh yeah.
I mean, it is such a Roblox knockoff. Just the look of the whole thing.
Yep.
It's amazing.
Even the interface on the web, like when you log in before you go anywhere, it looks exactly like Roblox.
Okay, so is this
Okay.
Bruce just emailed us. He can't make it.
What?
Bruce just emailed us. He's having trouble and can't get in. He's not going to be able to join us.
Hello, everyone. Did I miss? Am I late?
Nope, you haven't missed anything. We're nowhere yet.
Okay.
Full
All right,
house.
can anybody hear me?
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi, Dave.
Hello.
Yes.
All right, first functional problem. I just went into Moretta Horizons, and voice is active in there. If we're going to use Discord, you're going to get a whole bunch of feedback between people on Horizons talking and Discord. So we need to pick one or the other. Or
Yeah, I muted the tab.
And
Yeah.
Yeah, you mute. I was thinking we mute ourselves in Horizon.
Yeah, that's what I did. I just muted the whole tab in Horizons because it's very noisy.
yeah, there's a lot of people. Well, it's Saturday. There's a lot of people that are going to be running around in there.
I'm trying to
Yeah,
send
and
you
it's
a
not one of
message
those
in
things
world.
where we can create a space that's just for us. It's all public, apparently.
All right,
So how do you mute? I
Well,
can mute
on
myself,
my-
but I'm
On
still
my
hearing
browser, because Horizon Worlds is running in a browser, I'm using Vivaldi, but most browsers have a thing where you can mute that entire tab. And that's probably the fastest, easiest thing to do is just to mute the entire tab. There is, I think, a way to mute voice, but there's a lot of ambient noise, at least where I am in the Horizon Art Museum. So I would recommend for the moment just muting the entire tab.
how do you wait? How do we mute the whole tab?
So it depends on your browser, but most browsers, like up at the top where it says CNN.com or whatever, to the right there'll be a little picture of a speaker, and if you just click on that, it mutes the whole tab. Or you might right click on the tab and it'll have a mute tab option. It depends on your browser. But there'll be
Mine's mute by default when I go
that's
in.
nice. I need to set that up on mine.
That worked beautifully. Thank you.
I don't have that on mine. I'm like, what are you looking
Yeah.
What browser are you using?
Chrome.
I'm on Chrome.
Here. Let me check
I'm on
on
Chrome too.
Right click on the tab at the top, and it'll give you an option.
Yeah, I'm opening up Chrome right now. I'm on Vivaldi, which is based on Chrome.
Oh,
but it's-
mute the site. Oh, that's fantastic. Thanks, Ellie.
Well, I just followed his directions, but yay!
Yeah, I was
the
clicking
mute.
on the three little
On
dots.
Chrome, if you right click, it'll say mute site, and then that'll do it. Yep.
Okay, cool.
I just checked on Chrome.
So I just friended Marie, and I messaged you in here saying, can you TP me? But we should choose a place to go.
Yeah, let's.
I'm in the Horizon, that first one that you put, the Horizon Art Museum. It works, without VR and everything.
Art
All right, I'm in Central. The Central location is the one that you pop in first. How do you get to the art museum?
Well, hold on.
There's if you just go to the Roblox looking interface and just do a search for Horizon Art Museum, or you could probably cut and paste that link.
Oh,
Or if I-
Metaverse Page is the person who sent us those links, and it's her space. Metaverse Page,
Yes.
Horizon Art Museum, Atrium, the Art Museum Hub. That's all. Those are the
Yeah.
ones that were sent to us.
Yeah.
Metaverse
on there.
Page is in here with me. I see you, whoever you are.
Okay. Okay.
I can't mute that on Chrome. It's not, doesn't give me an option to mute.
Right click on the tab,
Right
and
click.
it'll be about the six down. It'll say mute site.
I don't get anything when I right click.
Are you on
I
Chrome?
I got a
Make sure
mixture
it's
icon that I clicked on in Chrome, and I
I'm in
clicked
Chrome.
around and toggled it off.
Sue, it's the tab itself, not like the three little dots in the upper right. The tab up at the top where it
Okay.
says Meta Horizons, right click that, and you can mute the site.
I'm putting a picture in Discord right now so you can see what the thing looks like when you right click on the
Okay.
tab, and you'll see mute site. It's like the 8th one down.
So I'm going to go to the Horizon Art Museum, just the plain one.
We're
That's
all-
where I am
That's where
too.
we all are.
Oh, well, hello. I'm going there now, okay? Feel free to try it. Yeah, I'm feeling adventurous. Oh, it says up to 15 people. Okay.
Hey,
I'm super sorry, but how do you get there?
I
I'm
still don't.
somewhere.
Let me
I
run
still
it.
Use the search button.
Could you,
Search button,
or
Horizon.
I'll put it in the chat in Discord, and I think you can just maybe click on that.
I found it in the VR Explorers, the regular tab, up not in the voice channels, but the other one.
Huh.
There's a link to it.
I still can't find how to mute. Oh well.
Yeah. Oh, if you're on Chrome,
Yeah.
actually, you have to click on the tab itself. The tab that says Meta Horizon
The top.
in the top
At
left.
the top of the interface.
The tab
I don't
itself.
have it. Oh,
Where you-
okay.
where you-
All
where
right,
you
all right.
X
Okay.
out.
Like it. Yeah.
When you close a tab, it's where
Okay.
you close a tab.
Yeah, right where you'd X out of a tab, you just right click in that area.
Okay, and then what? The mute site. Got it. Thank you so much. I got it.
Yeah. The trouble is,
Thank you.
we're turning off the sound in World, and Metaverse Paige and Michelle that are here, they're probably talking to us and think that we can hear them and we can't. So we're gonna have to figure out a way.
Are they not on Discord?
No, they're not. I told them that we do voice in Discord, and so anyways, they're here. They're probably talking and we can't hear them. I'm gonna try and chat at them.
Okay, is there a way to chat in here?
That's what I'm looking for, and I'm not.
There
kinda
must be.
specific.
It's a VR world. The chat isn't that great. It's all voice generated. It's the way they do it in Horizons.
Well,
I've never seen it.
that's yeah, that's
There's a lot of us in here.
yeah.
I think are we maxed out?
I thought it said 15 when I got here. I'm gonna email Michelle and tell them that we don't have voice. We're in Discord like we said we would be. Yeah, they emailed me and said, hey, what did I say? Maybe easiest to meet at Horizon Art Museum, so that's where we are.
All right, wait a minute.
What?
The default is Central. All right. You keep saying go to the art museum. All right. I need more specific details.
Here.
And this is not calculus.
Okay.
Don't skip steps.
No,
And I'm not familiar with roadblocks.
Are
That
you in
doesn't help.
VR? Day, are you in VR?
I'm not in VR. This is something I tried this morning. I tried coming in VR. Normally I could go in and it wouldn't let me in. And so I don't know what's going on with the VR. I'm just on the web browser.
Yeah, so am I. In the VR Exploders text channel, I just put the location. I just searched it on the site. I just said Horizon Art Museum. It was the first one I saw.
That's what I did too.
Yeah, but
I
there's
just
the link.
searched and it there.
So
Yeah, there's Val Librarian.
I'm gonna email them and tell them we're in Discord. We're in Discord voice.
Because there's so many other people around, it's easier to
And we can't
You
hear
know
you.
what's also
Yeah.
interesting is that some people are in here as a like a coin with their picture on it.
I think it's when they don't move for a little bit.
Really?
Because then they'll turn, because Krayatya
Yep.
was, and then she turned into a person.
Yep, it's a
That's the
it's a
first
way
one.
to save graphic processing. Is that
Ah,
if people
that
don't
makes
move, it
sense.
turns them into a coin. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been too busy reading your names and trying to send requests. That's why I was kind of
You were
not
standing
moving for a
still,
while.
and then
And you
you
know
turned
the
into
other
a
thing is,
person.
rather than run into people, you the person disappears when you get close to them.
Confirm.
Yeah, Tom Meta keeps disappearing, trying to go through me. I see
There's
that.
an op. There's
Yes, I'm
there's an op-
experimenting, running through everyone. I'm
How do
having
we,
lots of
how do we
fun.
friend each other? Because someone asked me for friendship. but I don't know.
Someone was able to do it, and I
Yeah,
don't.
it was
I
Sue
don't
Moon and
know.
Krayatya.
I searched.
There's an
and tried to-
option to
I
see
see it.
friends nearby, to see people nearby.
I friended before I got into the world. I was just in that.
It must be
you
on
know.
the web. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's on the
yeah.
web. I'm having to keep another tab open, and then I use the magnifying glass next to my picture for the pull down on the far right, and then the search does worlds, events, or people.
Ugh.
And so I've been flipping tabs and like searching people.
Oh, I
Are
got
you
it.
the only
guys.
ones that like most of the controls are sort of grayed out?
Yeah, this is. I'm trying to be able to control camming around and stuff, and it's.
Why is that the
I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
I just let Paige know that we can't hear, and that we're in Discord, and that you guys, Marie and Bethany, are trying to get in touch with her about how to work that out. So
Yeah,
just so you know.
we
Thank
told them
you.
to join us here. I sent them the
Oh, good.
information, so that was we said it was-
Via email or
yeah, I emailed
Yeah, I
them
think maybe
yesterday.
that step had been missed. I apologize for that. And I was having some technical difficulties. And so let's see. Did you give Paige the directions to join us here?
Yeah, I sent you guys that email, Michelle,
Mm-hmm.
saying.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah. So
yay.
Okay.
Well, this is Paige.
Oh, hooray! You're here.
I am. Thank you.
Since we're
I'm so
using
sorry that the audio in Horizon isn't working.
That's okay.
And so glad that you can hear me here.
Yeah, no, we were looking for a way to text you in world. So you should mute your site so that we don't get feedback from sound like that's in world. We all have the sites muted.
Okay, I'm happy to do that.
If you click on the tab we're in the browser tab itself where it says Meta Horizon, if you right click it, that's on Chrome anyway. If you right click it, you can mute the site so we don't get any feedback. But is there a text option in here, Paige? Because we're trying to figure out a way to text when voice people don't always want to use
There
voice.
isn't. There is. One moment.
Okay.
Let me mute first.
Yes, we are getting a little bit of reverb there.
Okay, is this better?
Yeah. But we're trying to
Okay,
figure out how to let's see. There's no it doesn't look like there's any text option. to chat people.
Yeah, it's not an intuitive one. Let's see. I've never actually. If I can find that option, there is, but it's not intuitive, and it might not work across mobile. Let's see.
You can create a group though, and maybe you can chat to the group. I see that.
Yes. I'm not sure why. Is that you're not able to unmute your mics?
I see under chats. We could chat with each other on a VR Exploder group, perhaps. Then we'd at least have a way to chat as well as voice, or chat to people who don't have voice.
Yeah, I'm curious why is that none of the group is able to unmute your microphone?
Chat is an essential feature in virtual spaces for accessibility that people, it's just sort of an expectation. It's one of the things that we look for. The ability to text chat in lieu of using a mic, because mic problems can be, mics can be a problem. And there's people who are hard of hearing or deaf in world too. So that's just one of the, if it's not a possibility,
Okay.
yeah, that's just what it's something we look for.
If it's not a possibility, it's something we note because
Yeah.
it's a problem.
I think there is. I just don't know how to find that. If you give me a couple moments, I haven't used it, and it's not like an obvious feature.
Yeah.
Well, so see, what I'm thinking is, so from what I've seen so far, it looks like everything here is really optimized for VR, not for desktop. And I'm guessing,
Yes.
obviously we can't use a keyboard if we're in VR. So if there is a way to chat, it's non-obvious.
Yeah, you hit it right on the head. This is a VR intended to be highly optimized to run on the headset of the Quest 2. So they weren't thinking of texting, because I know we're all in Second Life and whatnot. We're used to IMing each other, but this is a VR app, and it looks like it was just modded to run in a web browser or something.
Yeah, web
That sounds
browser
good.
and mobile are new for Horizon, and it's just rolling out and coming a feature.
And I know we normally do the survey at the end, but did you guys see the review of Meta Horizons? I did. I bopped on in VR headset. 64% of users hate Horizon. They say it's terrible. Mostly 1-star reviews. They've got
Okay,
problems with sound. I wasn't able to even get in this morning. So Meta has problems with Horizons in terms of a VR app.
Okay,
Found
I,
chat.
as a pre-alpha user, would contest that a lot. There is a very diverse and strong community here of creators and community members that are in Horizon night and day. We have a
Hey,
thriving community
you're
here.
preaching to the choir. I'm a VR developer myself. I'm just saying that I'm quoting what the reviews are like on
Yeah.
the Meta store. It's not good, and in fact, I just looked at one that was riffed with profanity, and they're going, why aren't they fixing all this stuff? And like I said, I tried to get in on a Quest 2 headset just 15 minutes ago. I couldn't. All I got was a pretty scene and there was no login. So, did anybody get in on VR?
I'm in VR.
Oh, you were able to get in. Okay.
Yes, I'm a VR native user, but also developed for mobile. I'm happy to spend the next
You're cutting out a
year with
little bit.
you
You're cutting
if
out a
you're
little bit.
interested
Right.
in having your own experience in a Horizon.
I mean, do you work for Meta?
I do not. I'm an independent creator.
I'm sorry, you're breaking up. I'm having
Yeah.
trouble hearing you.
Yeah, she's breaking up a bit. Are there
Right.
other environments you build in, Paige, or have worlds in?
Yes, actually, I've built over 300 metaverse worlds in Roblox, Rec Room, Horizon. Have worlds I have shared at Cannes Film Festival.
Yeah.
I've used Unity, Unreal, Blender.
Oh, that's what I do. We got to talk.
Yeah, so because we've been in Roblox and Rec Room and all that stuff too. So what makes you think this is a better platform than all the other ones out there? VR Chat, Rec Room, Roblox, Minecraft, all of it.
Well, because it has a really thriving and diverse community, and the building tools are very democratic. Any person can learn how to build a world within an hour here.
Yeah.
And then, if so challenged, can spend years challenging themselves on building in this ecosphere.
So
There's no
But
limit
you can build
but
in
your
other,
own creativity.
Yeah, but that's the exact same thing we find in other environments. What makes this different?
But yeah, no, I wanted to ask. So how do you build? Because this one thing that I noticed was it seemed like you had to have an Oculus account. Is that right? In order to build, and do you build when you're in VR, or are there desktop tools?
Okay, I can address that. I've actually tried to build in Horizons. Okay, when you are able to get it in VR, there's a button that you click to create your own VR world where you can, and it's basic, it's cartoony, where you get access to primitive. But from what I was told, Paige, you tell me if I'm wrong. Okay, the beta or alpha is if you want to build in Blender or 3ds Max an object and bring it in, you'd have to have a special account. Is that correct? Because I wasn't able to do that.
Correct. That is correct.
That's a big problem for Horizon.
I'm sorry. I'll answer that. If you want to apply for the Meta Creator Horizon program, applications are open right now, and they are fast tracking people for that program because there's a competition with over $500,000 of prizes.
Wow.
So Meta's got they're
Wow.
funding some serious, like, we want to get people in here.
Hey, Paige, I'm on the same page. I want to talk to you because I'm an Unreal and Unity developer too, and I do VR apps for museums and so on. I'm just concerned, like I said, some of the problems I see, because I'm all for. I use Meta products all the time. I've got Rift. I've got 2 Quest 2s. I was just playing with the 3. So don't get me wrong. I'm just concerned at problems I'm seeing. Not that I'm against VR, because that's what I do as well.
Well, I don't work for Meta, and I never have. So
Okay.
I'm not here to champion Meta. But I do really love Horizon, and it's got some great pros. Just as every platform has some pros, also have cons.
Yeah.
But I would say with an open mind, you can find a lot to like about Horizon. And the best part about it is not the tools or that it's connected to Meta, but it's the people, the individuals that you will meet in this community that foster the value that can be found here.
That's the same in any virtual environment, though. You know, a lot of us have been in Second Life for many years and have that community. But there's communities in VR chat. We've got colleagues. He's not here today, but he's super into VR chat. Big communities in there. So
Absolutely.
I'm just waiting to hear what's the difference, like why this platform, because we're looking at it for educational use. And you can
Right.
build a world, you know, in an hour in Roblox or in, you know, other spaces that we've been in. So it's like, you know, I think some of us are concerned about, like, you know, if things are controlled by Facebook. Oops, still exploring. It's thinking.
Yeah, or even
Well,
the
I
most
guess-
important thing for us is collaboration.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you can build collaboratively here. Hundreds of people can be collaborative in one world. I guess I would say that you haven't experienced Horizon yet. You've only stood right here.
Yeah.
And so without having time and experience, I'm not here to convince you at all that one platform is better than the other. But I think with an open mind and having some experiences, you may find that Horizon has some things that are fantastic and resonate with you, and that you would find value. I'm unwilling to create that vision, like what it is that you should look for. I just offer you time together to discover, and I think that you will find things with spending some time meeting people and seeing some worlds that are attractive to you. And if not, please come back more and more. No platform is the holy grail and has everything, and not one is better than the other. So all have great benefit.
All right, Paige, I want to talk about the educational side because that's what I do. I just did a project this past summer at the Virginia Museum of Natural History with virtual reality. And I think I shared this the last time with the Exploders. I saw a 32% increase in children's knowledge of dinosaurs and Mesozoic environments within a half an hour using virtual reality at the museum. The potential for VR in education is literally explosive from what I've seen, and the museum is supportive. I'm going back next year. I guess the concern is when I just went into Meta Horizons, for example, there is a VR classroom. Did anybody go into that?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, a classroom
Hello?
creator, a community creator world that is not a Meta Horizon world. And it's a place for young children to play and be corralled. So if you're questioning if the VR classroom that you see on your menu is for teaching people, no, it's not. It's a play
I went in
where
there as a teacher.
All of the
Absolute
kids
chaos.
talking crazy. They
Yeah.
were going crazy.
Yeah,
in there.
yeah,
That's what I was-
that's not a. But however, if you're part of the creator program, there are tutorials and classes constantly, and there are also community creators like myself who teach creators regularly how to build. So I'm the founder of a group called Women in Horizon with 1,500 members, and for the past 4 years, we have hosted world building in Horizon.
That's amazing. And do you all meet in Horizons itself to do that, or do you do some of it on Discord, or like how do you run something so big?
Yeah, no, so we run it right here in Horizon. It's called Building Empowerment. We align like women empowerment initiatives and experiences with script building, block scripting. And so, for instance, we might have a voice amplification class and teach how to script out like a simple trigger event when player enters trigger play sound. And in fact, this museum is a conduit of that initiative with over 35 worlds with plus community buttons interlaced throughout the worlds that community members learned how to create their foundational script and attach a message about a work in the museum. So Palmyra world, you'll hear community created a coin. That's the bottom. It reminds you of your value. And as you parkour through the landscape, your value increases more and more. So we not only teach the scripting, but align it from museums into empowerment. Some of our members of that program have gone on to be recognized and build careers and use their voices in completely activated ways in their life.
That is super interesting.
Thank you. So all the tools, you might just have access to primitive shapes, but what you do with those primitive shapes can literally reshape people's lives. And we've seen it happen. And data shows that embodied learning, back to your questions about education, there is a lot of data about showing that embodied learning greatly enhances outcomes of learning objectives.
What do you mean by
We all agree
embodied learning? Do you mean using a VR headset or versus a desktop environment?
Or having an avatar.
I think embodied does not have to be VR headset dependent, but even when you're on desktop, you can experience a sense of presence and connectedness that is more convincing to your brain than sort of a non spatial environment. But I definitely believe that the VR headset would ultimately increase that.
Paige, I totally agree with you. Studies that I've done shown I'm getting 20 to 30% increases in content acquisition. And when you survey K-12 kids, 80% of them say they prefer learning in VR than in a traditional classroom setting. The next generation wants virtual reality in their education in schools. And parents are the same thing. When I poll parents at my museum, in fact, it used to be, I'd say to them, hey, if your kid is under 13, Meta does not recommend this. And the response I got from hundreds of parents was, I don't care, strap it on my kid. I want him to learn in virtual reality.
Yikes.
You know,
Absolutely.
so parents
In fact,
and students are supportive of
yeah.
it. The next generation is going to have a lot easier job getting virtual reality in schools than what we've got now with our current educational and political leadership.
Yeah,
That's correct. In fact, I went to Asia for almost a year to work with schools from young to university students.
Young as in
they're
how old?
much more progressive.
What was the age range for the students?
From 10-year-olds to university students. And now Horizon is open to 10-year-olds.
Yep.
That's one of the settings here where I'm able to set if it's for 10-year-olds. Yeah. So, are you interested in a tour?
Yeah.
Can I ask
Do you want to go world hopping while we're together, or?
I was going to ask you. Could you suggest some places that we could go?
Well, I was going to take you on a tour if you want to go on a world hop. Otherwise, I would say in front of you there's a bunch of doors you can hop through and see. But those are all primitive shape worlds. I'd love to show you some of the newer things that I've been working on, which are custom import worlds. I've actually been hand drawing and creating sort of like this sort of cinematic experience as a walk through the woods with trees to a journey through black holes. I can show you garden worlds. If you're museum focused, I've got 2 different museums. There's Horizon Art Museum that recreates art history, and Horizon Better World Museum is a totally different program altogether. That's a white wall template museum where artists are invited to dismantle the museum and create a better world. Some of those participants launched onto a global stage from working on their initiatives at Better World Museum. What's your interest? We have I have 30 more minutes together with you.
I'd love to see that Better
What was the name of the
World
world
Museum.
that you're in now? I need to go back to it.
Okay, right now we are still in Horizon Art Museum, and this was one of my first worlds in Horizon. In fact, you can kind of look around until I didn't even know how to build. My pillars some have rounded bottoms, some have square bottoms. We didn't even have the snap tool yet in Horizon. Everything is eyeballed. Like I totally didn't know how to build. A 13-year-old in Rec Room taught me how to build, actually, and this was my first Horizon world, and it started out. Okay,
All right,
welcome back.
Paige,
Yeah?
are you in VR?
Yes.
That's the problem. All right. I'm on the web browser. Like I said, I could not get in on VR with my with it because I know I can jump around in there. How do you navigate within the web browser to get to the art museum or any of these worlds?
I'm guessing try your WASD keys for your movement.
Yeah, it works fine. I'm in using my browser. and it's fine.
No. Hey, look, I can navigate around within the central Horizon Central, but I'm not seeing anything to take me to another world. All right, WASD, yeah, I can walk around as much as we want in Central. I'm saying, how do you navigate within the web browser to these worlds?
When you first log in, there's like a Roblox-looking interface. If you search for this, and then there's a button you push, and you're there.
Okay, so I'm going to get out of Central, all right, and go to, yes, I've got a list, wait a minute, I've got a list of popular worlds, but Art Museum is not one of them. I see Lights, Camera, Zombies, When Duty Calls, Tower Defense.
I'm sorry. I'd love to interrupt you for a moment. There's a search bar.
There
and
we
then
go.
also dropped a link that will bring you directly here into Discord.
Okay, so I'm in search. What do I search for? Art Museum?
Horizon Art Museum.
All right. Now we got it.
How do you drop all the stuff that we picked up with letter E? We're carrying a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a way to drop it? Or will it just go away when we leave?
I was able to drop one, but this bag is stuck to me.
It's the X.
Yeah, I got a lot of stuff.
It's the
X.
key.
Okay, great. Thank you. Huh?
Value.
Oh, actually, you know what? It doesn't. It's still attached to me.
It doesn't work on the desk.
doesn't.
Maybe when I go to the next world, it'll disappear.
Oh, that's irritating because it doesn't work. I've clicked.
Oh, I did
X.
I dropped my swag bag. Okay.
I dropped
So,
something, but then
See,
the
and
swag
then-
bag is still attached. X.
Okay, try it again.
Yeah, I tried it. It's not working.
no, I can
Doesn't
carry
matter.
it. It's not that heavy. It's light.
Okay. Yeah, you can keep your swag bags for sure. So, yeah.
That works for me. Excellent.
Oh yeah, it took a couple
Oh, I
times.
was hitting it wrong. Got it. Okay, I think. Maybe not.
If let's see, if you are just interested in museums, I can bring you to another museum world. Or if you are interested in like space or
Educational stuff is what we're
education, okay. Okay. Excellent. I want to. I'm sorry. I hear muffled audio.
Huh.
Okay. Well, I'll invite everybody. Let's try it out. Do you want to let's see. You're all working on just being here. Would you like a tour inside of this museum?
Let's go to
We've
another
pretty
place.
we've looked around.
Yeah, let's look at someplace else and experience some interactions or something. Like,
All right.
Tom was excited about something you had shared.
That Better World Place Museum, or where the artists were like imagining a better world kind of thing, sounded really interesting.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, excellent.
I'm actually on the board of the Virtual Worlds Museum organization, and so I'd love to stay in
me
touch,
too.
and I'd love to make a connection
I'm
if that's
going there.
possible.
a better world visit.
That's
Which one? There's
fantastic.
several. Tell us exactly the name.
It's over here on the
so
wall.
this door will take you. Bethany, you're kind of on your way in. If you
Oh, we're just gonna walk there.
point-
Got it.
if you walk into this door, you'll see a museum, and we'll have 3 doors there. Let's meet there. And
Line up.
Hey, Tom,
Yep.
I want to know more about that Virtual World Museum. I do a lot with natural history museums. American Museum, Virginia Museum of Natural History, Dinosaur State Park. I'm designing for them in Unreal. I'd like to get in touch with you about that and find out what you're doing.
Absolutely. I'm putting the link. No, wait. Where? If I can get back to our group, where the hell are we? Okay, there we are. Wait.
Yeah.
I think I'm back.
And we'll go here because
I put the link in
template,
chat already. Take a
and
look,
then the worlds are through these doors.
and then feel free to touch base. But I put the link in chat.
Yeah, I think I have your email address.
Yeah. And if you look in the Discord chat, I just put a link. Okay.
Oh, I love it, Val. You jumping over the.
Folks, I think Paige is trying to get our attention. This is part of the reason we do talk this way, Paige, in case we get separated. I think you were saying something?
I'm so glad. So yeah, before you run through the museum and say nothing's here, that's because this is the White Wall Temple Museum. Oh, by the way, I'm also on the board. I'm an advisor with the Virtual Worlds Museum as well. I've been in museums for over 20 years and have included art in the Guggenheim. I've done projects with the Met, the Huntington Museum and Library, the Smithsonian, and have founded my own museum, Better World Museum. Started as a brick and mortar museum for over 5 years downtown Minneapolis, where we became a social organization that created an indoor edible garden, had a maker space, a VR lab, and 8,000 square feet of participatory mural space. Here in Horizon, what Better World Museum looks like is a white wall template museum that was originated and designed by a 15-year-old creator in Rec Room who came and designed the space. And then the white wall template became a template initiative that each artist in residence is invited to dismantle the museum and create a better world. And in these 3 doors, we have a Better World Museum by Angel Artist, a museum for Black women. We have Better World Museum by VJ Franz K, a museum exploring neurodiversity called Community Over Competition. And here we have a work about positive affirmations by a young, diverse mother in the global South. Her world of positive affirmations is also an entrance toward her Juneteenth world. I'd love to bring you into one of these worlds and show how this initiative to dismantle the white wall and for your message into showing the better world is created by our members.
Ooh, how did you draw? Somebody drew. Yeah, okay. We're trying to figure out. Some of us are trying to figure out how to draw. We're over here drawing. God.
Yeah, some people are.
Bethany, there was a prompt, and I clicked. I think it was E.
Yeah, I'm sitting here drawing red circles around Sue Moon right now.
Over there. And asking about that, the museum, Paige has been a member of that advisory board way longer than I have, so Paige actually knows. I'm actually meeting Julian in a couple weeks again, but Paige is way better, has more of a history with it. I'm really just getting to learn what the group does.
Oh, yeah. I'm so glad you're a member. And please, all those who are invested in museums, please reach out. And the metaverse. I'm happy to answer more questions, talk more, and yeah.
It's amazing what you're doing. This is so amazing.
Well, join me here in this third space in Shea Arts world, a better state of mind, and I'll show you how one community creator created her version of what a better world would be. So we'll go here on the door to the far right by Shea Arts. I'll meet you inside. Shay Arts is one of the finest builders, actually, in Horizon. And this was one of her earlier worlds, and I would recommend that you follow her work and see more of her work. So you can point at that blue go button and click on it, and you'll go, or walk into the door, and you should hop in. I'll wait. I'll invite you to meet me there.
Once you go into one of the worlds, is there a way to go back to where we just were? Because I went into the door on the left.
Uh-oh.
You can search on the webpage.
Can we teleport? Teleport you?
And what's the name of this one? It's Better World.
Or try the back button.
Arts. It's called Shay Arts.
Shay Arts. Shay Arts.
Correct.
Okay, I'll come.
Yeah. Great. Excellent. Good.
Okay, so what's the best way to get to where everyone is?
Go to Better World Museum Shay Arts, and you can find that in your search button if you did not enter that before.
Yeah, this is an amazing space, even just with a desktop screen. It's and you can interact with it on desktop, with the keyboard. But I've got to check this out at some point in VR.
Oh yes, oh yeah, definitely, and check out all of Shay's work. There's a little welcome. I'm glad you're making it in. There's a little walkway. People are taking the prompt. Go ahead and walk through the wall. All right, Michelle, come on. Come and join us. Michelle, walk right through here.
There's some of us here now.
Yeah,
Excellent.
I'm still
Stand on
not
this
finding...
this thing right here and hit the letter E, and watch your happen. You can sort of interact a little bit with.
I was having trouble loading it on my mobile device, but I finally got it.
Val, how are you dancing? You're dancing.
Oh, to dance, hit the letters LMB at the same time. LMB. Lion,
Okay, can
bear,
someone offer me a...
lion, monkey, bear.
Cool.
Sumoon, I put it in the chat of the VR Exploders channel. I don't know if that'll get you there, but I think it should.
Yeah, I tried to follow the link, but it didn't. That didn't work.
It didn't?
No.
I'm here. I just wanted to know how to dance.
Did you,
Wait, if you
check that? It's just
I'm
three
sorry,
keys.
I'm having a senior moment. Just tell me the name of the original place we were at, and I can follow the links that way.
Okay. It was called Better World Museum Artist in Resident Program.
Oh, and it's interesting, Paige. Now you appear, you have a little menu thing as world editor, not world creator, because you didn't create this world, but you must have like edit privileges or something. Interesting.
That's correct. In fact, what happens is that the artist uploads the template into their own world. Effectively, now they are the owner of that world, and I am made to be an editor in which I have access. But this is Shay Arts World. This is not my world. It's Better World Museum Artist in Resident World. But if the idea is to dismantle structural inequities, as this project focuses on, then I do not want ownership of the world. And every time something happens to one of these worlds, I don't say, I did that, this is mine. So, for instance, Angel Artist, Mark Zuckerberg talked about Angel Artist's Black Museum, Better World Museum for Black women at South by Southwest, and he knows who I am. I've been in other programs of his, but the focus is on Angel Artist, and that's what we want, is to take away that hierarchy of museum ownership and create a community sense of belonging and ownership with museums.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oops.
Bethany, wasn't that beautiful?
I don't know if.
Yeah. I'm trying to get out of it though.
I don't know if everyone saw the explanation I gave for how to change the sound, but I think you're missing something if you don't have the sound on.
For sure.
I turned down the sound for people
throughout this whole world.
Yeah, I turned down the sound for people, but left the sound on for the environment.
I muted the whole site, so we're not getting any sound in Meta Horizons.
I'm getting sound because I changed it. I found how to change
Right.
it.
Okay, that's probably
Good. I'm glad you're getting the sound. She's an incredible poet, and throughout each vignette is poetry or music that she created. But look how she was able to just create this beautiful imagery using primitive shapes. When you put the tools in the hands of the people, anything can happen. And this can definitely happen in Roblox and VR chat. The tools are the magic is in with us, not the tools or the platform.
Yeah, that's why I keep asking, what is it that makes Meta Horizons a better, or why would this be the preferred platform?
I have no invested interest in if it's better than any other, to be honest with you, because I don't work for Meta, so I can't argue that. But why I like it is because of the incredibly diverse community that is here making it special. And so that I don't necessarily think it's better than any other. I don't have an argument for that, but it works well for us.
You mentioned a couple times about a diverse community. What other communities are other communities not diverse?
Yeah, I would say that Rec Room is mostly young people who are not cultured, or I would say that Horizon is the most melanated platform and the most diverse with Asian and cultural and LGBTQ people.
So there's more. I'd want to know the numbers on that, because I'm not sure where that comes from. The idea that this world is more culturally or globally diverse. Does anybody have any feedback
Based
on that?
on my experience of spending time, I don't have numbers because I don't work at Meta, and so I guess I don't have numbers. I'm not a research scientist on that. But my experience in being here, that anytime, 24 hours, I can pop on my headset and see my friends who are hosting events that are cultural, educational, and relevant.
I mean, one possible, piece of that could just be the connection to Meta itself and how many people out there globally have Facebook or Instagram.
I was about to say that, Tom.
Right.
That is so true. You've already got a community.
And so
it's
there's
the
an
first
existing,
world. Yeah.
there's an existing community. And also it definitely has been designed with ease of use in the sense that it's VR centric, but it is desktop pretty friendly and mobile friendly. So it's very multi-platform, and it it does seem like right now, just running it on Vivaldi, which is like a Chrome-based browser, like there's no lag. It's very smooth. Not all the controls work because this is a VR first room, but it definitely seems to be pretty, ease of use that way. So in terms of, because I think, what I hear people asking Paige, which is right, is that, there's a lot of diverse communities in a lot of virtual worlds, and that's a wonderful feature of a lot of virtual worlds, actually. And so, if one is more diverse than another, sometimes it could be a historical explanation that it sort of started out that way, or it's become a very friendly community. But is there another explanation? Can be like affordances of the platform, like for instance it doesn't require an expensive computer, or it doesn't require a huge amount of coding knowledge, or other kinds of things that could be kind of platform affordances, or that there's a subscription fee, that there's a fee, that there's another thing that could obviously reduce diversity in various ways. And so I think this seems to be not very buggy so far, at least, even though I'm using it not as it's intended to be used, because I'm screening it into a VR space. And the pre-existing Meta, Instagram, Facebook, whatever thing, which is so global, because I do research in Indonesia, and like everyone there is on Facebook and Instagram, and it's like that's what they just leave their computers set to Facebook all day, basically. And so something that's connected to that is going to have a potentially, at least, a head start around diversity.
Hey, can I jump in there for something that you just said? Because Paige, you and I need to talk. My background is a Unity developer, and I do VR, and I'm used to really great looking worlds. When I work for museums, high resolution, bring in great looking dinosaurs. And, I have the Unity asset store, so I got tons of great graphics and content. When I do a VR at a museum, I'm running a gaming rig with a cable hooked up to my VR headset. The other thing, Paige, have you tried an asset with Unity called Extremality? Within a half hour, you can go, oh, you should check it out. One of the best buys on the asset store. It's $25. You can literally go within a half an hour from a single player Unity scene to a multiplayer one with avatars, with rooms. Really great possibilities with that. And it supports C#. So if you're into coding, you don't have to worry about, like ScienceSpace, you put C# in there and they kick you off of the platform.
I'm gonna run to a board meeting, guys. This was great. Thank you, Metaverse Paige.
Val.
You're welcome.
Hey Val, good seeing you again.
We can't
All right.
You're welcome.
teleport anywhere to people, right? There's no.
If anyone wishes to reach out, please do so through my email is metaversepage@gmail.com.
Oh, wait, I want to write that down,
or,
because I was just looking at your website.
Put it in the chat, the VR Exploders chat.
I'm happy to.
Hey Paige, I just sent you a message on a friend invite and a message on there. But I just want to quickly end what I was saying with what Tom hit on, is it's getting expensive for me to do this job. Every time I go to the museum and I want to add another station, it's a gaming rig, it's a cable, it's a headset. It would be nice if I could do everything in the headset, sort of a cartoony simulation. But from talking with some of the guests, they said they actually prefer the really great-looking graphics that you get with a gaming rig in Unity. Paige, you're a Unity developer. How do you feel about that?
Well, actually, if you're in the Meta Horizon Creator Program, you can import your Unity assets.
That's what I want.
I'm all about, really, you're only limited by your imagination, by primitive shapes, but to escalate the experience and heighten the graphics and what one would experience. That Horizon has that option too.
Yeah, but with Horizon, you're doing it in a headset, so you don't have the full computational power of a gaming rig.
No. There's type scripting. In fact, there's even prompt scripting. There's a whole desktop editor.
Is there a limit on the size of a experience that you can create?
Well, it's relative to your capacity.
The only reason I'm asking that is because when there's another program that I'm working on that is a veterinary simulation, and we couldn't get it on the Oculus Store; it was too big. So basically the limitation was something like 5 gig. So that's why I'm wondering if you're going to be experiencing these worlds through a headset, if there is a limit there.
There's got to be a limit. When you're running an Android, you're running on a headset with limited computational powers compared with a gaming rig. You're not going to create the same experience, but it's a trade-off between, do you want low poly cartoony graphics and get your message that way versus using a Rift sort of environment with a gaming rig. It's got to be a hardware issue, I would think. And I can't hear Paige.
She's muted.
Yeah, she's muted.
Oh, bummer. Is she? How do we unmute her on?
Well, she has to. I don't
It's
think.
me.
Oh, there we go.
Here, can you hear me
There we
now?
go.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. Yeah, the cartoony look was just sort of like how Horizon started with primitive shapes, but I can take you to worlds that have very complex and sophisticated assets. There's, like I said, there's no limit to what you can bring in, create, or do. There is a size capacity limit in that you want optimal, like your CPUs not to run too hard for optimal experience, but right
Well, and
now,
also just to chime in there real quick, if there's anything we've learned from Roblox and Minecraft and many all the Lego things out there,
Yeah.
worlds out there, that sort of photorealism is not necessary for sensory immersion and social immersion are two different things.
Yeah.
And you don't need sensory super fidelity for social immersion. It can have certain uses. It can be great, don't get me wrong, but they're not isomorphic. They're not the same thing. And as you were just mentioning, not only are they not isomorphic, there actually is a downside in the sense of access around lag because of internet or computer that slows things down, right? As those of us who spend a lot of time in Second Life know very well. And so I think there is an interesting set of trade-offs there that happen with these kinds of spaces, because the simpler spaces can allow for social immersion, and they can also, what we see here is they also can allow folks who aren't, don't know Blender or whatever to build and do things more easily when they're stacking stuff in Minecraft or just building with prims. So there is they're definitely not isomorphic. And once again, the photorealistic kind of stuff is awesome. I have nothing against it at all, but I do think it's important to think about how social immersion is not the same thing as sensory immersion. And I wrote about that in Coming of Age and Second Life and elsewhere, but I think you really see it in practice here.
Yeah, Tom.
Absolutely. I would love to read what you wrote because I really support. This woman, Shay Arts, was a young single mom with a whole bunch of kids. She has never created anything in VR or online, no digital tools whatsoever. And this was one of her first worlds. And I'm just standing in an area where I can see that she taught herself all kinds of scripting to make what we see happen. And if you tour more of her worlds, your mind would be blown. It literally changes people. In our women's group, we've had 5 summits so far with over 250 speakers sharing their experiences of the metaverse and what they're building. And most of those people were not VR native or computer programmers or have degrees in, and no one was a Unity builder creator. I mean, these are regular people, nurses, educators, mothers, garbage men who have completely changed their lives by learning these primitive shape tools and block scripting, and now are some of the most skilled builders that I've known. And unlike platforms like Engage, like you go to Engage and no one's there unless there's an event. But here, this is where the people are. This is where the community is.
Paige and Tom, what I would argue is it's a matter of your client. If I'm working with scientists and museums, the premium is on accuracy. All right, they want really great looking models. They want them animated. They want, like, for example, dinosaurs. I spent quite a bit of money and dealing with creators and scientists, getting them to animate the things so they looked right. And that's important because then you can actually visualize how these animals were living in the past. It's not just static skeletons that we're dealing with. We're trying to reconstruct, say, what the Earth was like 200 million years ago. And the scientists are demanding really great looking graphics to get that message across. In fact, the message I'm getting from scientists and museums is they don't even want Unity, they want Unreal. The Sonora Museum in Arizona is going to Unreal. Dinosaur State Park, I just went to them in Connecticut, wants Unreal because of how great the graphics look.
It might be that, not everything needs to be a social space. The VR Exploders, I mean, we've mostly been, focused on social environments, social collaborative environments, being in the same place together where we can build. But I sometimes see people doing stuff and I'm thinking, why are you doing a social space? If you need better fidelity or other things, there's things you can do in VR, like simulations for looking at dinosaurs and stuff, where it can be a standalone experience, right? Instead of a social platform. Like, not everything needs to run in a browser. So there's a lot of different use cases, and I think sometimes, if you're, it bumps you out. Do you guys notice that? If you stand too long, it bumps you out if you're not paying attention. That's kind of irritating.
Yeah, I mean, so the broader issue here is it absolutely is let a thousand flowers bloom, and there's what you're calling clients, or sort of communities or use scenarios where sensory immersion will really make sense. And when you're training doctors to do heart surgery or flight simulators or other kinds of things, there's certain kinds of communities. The danger is that there's often a kind of stereotype or assumption out there that the world is moving towards a kind of matrix thing, that inevitably more fidelity is better and it's the way everything is going. And if we look at the emergence of things like Roblox and Minecraft and the importance of text still to this very day, and WhatsApp and WeChat and all that, like textual virtual worlds that go back to Lambda Do and MUDs are actually bigger now than they were in the 90s. And so the danger is a kind of teleology that assumes that sensory and social immersion are on their way to a beautiful matrix future. And so that's just something that, having been in this space for 20 years, the confusion between VR and VW is still so strong, right? People have a real hard time getting the Venn diagramness of it in their heads. And so I think that it's all good. It's not about valuing one over the other, but like we see with these artists in this example from today, and there's many cases where you get amazing community that isn't predicated on sensory kind of fidelity, so to speak. But there are many cases where it is necessary or desirable or builds community, where the greater level of fidelity actually helps build community. So it's not either or, it's both and. And for me as an anthropologist, that's what makes it so interesting, is how these things intersect. And also, not only is it either or, both and, but that even operates at the level of individuals and communities, where there's communities or individual people who sometimes do stuff very high fidelity and sometimes don't, right? So it really is, it's all there and is all good.
I agree.
I had a client in India. Actually, it was the highest grossing Bollywood action film of all time, and they wanted high fidelity cinematic graphics, and so Unreal is the obvious selection, right? But here, you can also import cinematic quality assets and have that social matrix as well.
Yeah, Tom, I agree with you, and Paige, I agree with you. It's like I have tools down in my basement, and there are different tools for different projects, and we pick the one that best fits
Exactly.
us. For me, if I'm working museum and scientists, I know what they want. It's going to be Unity or Unreal. If I'm working with kids, like during pandemic, the Minecraft was what they knew, and that's what I accepted.
Exactly.
You know, I said, you want to work in Minecraft? To me, it's 8-bit graphics, go for it. And the latest thing with Dinosaur State Park is they took me in there and they showed me these dinosaur footprints. And they said, what we'd really love is a way that we could see a Dilophosaurus dinosaur walking across those footprints. And I go, holy cow, that's mixed reality. So I was working with an engineer at MIT and Harvard, and that's what we're trying to come across, is a way that using the Quest 3, you can actually see a dinosaur running across the footprints at Dinosaur State Park. And Tom, Paige, do you have any thoughts about that? I'm close, but we're having trouble with pass-through. I got it working a little bit with in Connecticut, but what's your feelings about mixed reality?
Yeah, actually, I use Dino Hub on Instagram. Dino, there is reality that just dropped. It's called Dino.hab. Check it out. It's on the here. In fact, I'm grabbing the link.
Yeah,
I love
Paige,
mixed
I sent you
reality.
Paige,
I
sent you
am.
a friend request, and I found your chat. So we can connect on email, or if you got links, send them to me that way.
Okay. Excellent. Yeah, I love mixed
We should come
reality.
back to this world, or to other Meta Horizon worlds, and continue checking this out.
Okay.
Well, good. I hope that you do. I left a list of worlds with Michelle that I think that she posted in email, and if you check out Black Hole or Trees, that's what I'm working on right now. They're both my current beta worlds, and they're published so that you can experience them as I build them. They're just about going on journeys, and they are hand-drawn worlds using Procreate and self-design software. And my workflow is simply using Blender to bring them into Horizon.
Great.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks. I appreciate your thoughts
absolutely.
too. I wanted to say, Tom, just I appreciate what you said about, well, as an anthropologist, the cultural differences of these different environments too. So, you go to one place where it's mostly kids, or like Facebook has a community, right? There's people, but it's a distinct community. So there's going to be a different culture in all these different environments. There's no one metaverse, for example. It's decentralized in a bunch of different places. So I think there's a lot of really interesting things. And I think the VR Exploders, if we're going to come back here, we should all build, create a world for ourselves, and, see how the building experience goes too.
Absolutely. I have taught thousands of people how to build here in Horizon. If you're interested in a hands-on workshop, I'm able to facilitate that, or a series of workshops, or create some building tutorials for you. There are some tutorials out there online on YouTube. You also can find those. But everyone learns differently, so I'm able to take you from the very first foundations into somebody who can create something, animate it, and script it in a very short amount of time.
I'd like to see that. Paige, if I want to, I become a creator and I want to bring something in, what format? Is it FBX or GLTF or what object?
There's FBX, GLTBs, and more, but you have to have access to that tool through the Horizon Community Creator Program.
What
Yeah,
is that
I like
program?
to look into that.
So check out Meta Horizons website, and they will talk about the creator program and have a link to apply. Or you can find a link in the Women in Horizon Facebook group as well. Yeah, Google it. It'll pop right up.
So that's interesting.
Meta
It's-
Horizon
It's
Creator
an
Program.
invitation-only program. There's a lot around monetization. I think we need to look into this. Some of my educated
I would,
colleagues.
yeah, I would say go ahead and apply. Right now, this week, they are fast tracking applications.
Great.
Yeah.
Paige, can you show me a more complicated Horizon world that's got more than just prims in it? Or the black hole one sounds cool.
Yeah, let me check. Let me check and make sure I don't have another call right now and have a little extra time. One moment.
I'm going to run you guys because I've got guests here, so I am just...
I need to go as well, but this has been great, and we should definitely do this more. And I'm so thankful for